Today, I'm going to share with you 17 super simple keto carnivore recipes that I make for my family all the time. My husband is not keto and he loves them, and so do both of my children, my 7-month-old and my 3-year-old. Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel if you're not new, and if you are new, simply welcome. My name is Raina. I'm a registered nurse and stay-at-home mom of 2, and this channel is all about what I eat on high-fat, meat-heavy keto, otherwise called Ketovore. I used to overcomplicate dinner and basically every meal because I'm a stay-at-home mom, and so the idea is that I'm going to make home-cooked, made from scratch meals for my kids and my husband every single day, which is all fine and dandy. I love doing that, but ever since I went Ketovore, I've learned to simplify these things. I have learned that I don't have to have sides with every entree. I can just make more of the entree, like a casserole. It can just be the meal on its own, or a steak, burgers. I've also learned that it's okay to have the same thing every day, especially if everyone enjoys it because it's delicious. No one will mind having something delicious every single day, even if you just had it for the past 3 days. I'm going to start off with ground beef recipes. Number 1, taco bowls. I love taco bowls because you can literally add anything to them. You can cook mushrooms, onions, you can top it with tomatoes, lettuce, cheese, bacon, eggs, anything. You can make nachos with it. I mean, the list is endless, okay? So taco bowls is a must for easy weekday meals. Number 2 is casseroles. You can make ground beef casseroles. I have 2 recipes that I use all the time, and one is like a Mexican style casserole, like a taco casserole, and the other one is an Italian casserole that uses Rayo's marinara sauce, and they're both freaking delicious. Number 3 is meatballs. Those can also be versatile. I like to throw them in the oven after I add seasonings and spices. I don't really think I have a recipe that I like for meatballs. I just kind of add whatever I want to add to them. And I like to just cut them up and add some hot sauce and just call that my meal. Number 4 is burgers. I know, obviously burgers, right? But have you ever tried to top your burger with chorizo or a fried egg or bacon or avocado or all of those things at once? Something to think about. Number 5 is chili. I have a really good recipe that I like to use for chili. I don't ever mind having a warm bowl of chili, even in the summertime. Like indoors, it's not hot, so I like chili any time of the year. Also, it can easily be made keto or carnivore. There's no rule saying that you have to add corn or beans to your chili. I add it to my chili because my husband is not keto and he likes those things in them. It's too tedious for me to pluck those things out of my chili. I double the amount of meat in the recipe and I half the amount of vegetables so that I'm at least having more protein and fat than I am those carbs. Now moving on to chicken. Just like you can have ground beef taco bowls, you can also make chicken taco bowls. They're just as versatile. You can add bell peppers, onions, mushrooms, tomatoes, anything you want. You can top it off with some queso, like I did the other day, this white queso that I found at Costco with clean ingredients, and it's a meal. Number 7 is a chicken and broccoli Alfredo casserole with this homemade Alfredo sauce that's so good. Number 8 is chicken wings. I just have a little bit of homemade ranch and a clean ingredients buffalo sauce. I mix them together. So good and so simple. You can't go wrong with wings. Number 9 is chicken nuggets. I make mine with pork panko. Sometimes I make my own pork panko and sometimes I buy it and I season it however I want. I dip my chicken pieces or my chicken strips in egg and then in the breading, and I fry it in bacon grease, and they're freaking delicious. Moving on to other cuts of beef and pork. Number 10, ribeye. I know it's another super obvious one, but if you want to change things up a little bit, top it with an egg, top it with some chorizo or some cheese dip or some avocado. Literally, choices are endless. Number 11 is brisket. Fancy people have a smoker. I'm not fancy. I don't have a smoker. I'm not sure if I have a recipe for the brisket that I make. I think I just season it however I want and then cook it on low in my crock pot for at least 8 hours, depending on the size of the brisket. But if I do have a recipe, I'm gonna link it down below. If not, I will type it out for you guys. Number 12 is bacon. That might not sound like a meal to some of you guys, but it sure as heck can be. When I was doing beef, butter, bacon, and eggs, I was relying on such few foods that sometimes I would just cook up an entire pound of bacon and put it in a bowl and just go at it with a spoon. Number 13 is pork chops, and number 14 is pork ribs. I make them in my oven, and I have a really good recipe that I like to use for oven pork ribs, and they taste freaking amazing. If you add a little bit of Redmond's smoked salt, they even taste like you smoked them in a smoker. No lie, just add the salt to the rub and they turn out fabulous. Moving on to some miscellaneous recipes. Number 15 is quiche. I have a really good quiche recipe that I like to use, but it's something, again, that's very versatile, so you can add or subtract whatever you want to it. Number 16 is a bacon broccoli salad. I've made other recipes before, but I've kind of created my own recipe, and so I'm going to leave the recipe to that one down below. This is also a really great recipe for the summertime because it can be used as a side to something else, and it's a high-fat, very low-carb option. And number 17, I don't know why I didn't put this in the chicken section, but it's barbecue chicken thighs. Again, this is my own recipe. Sometimes I make my own barbecue sauce, and sometimes I just buy a sugar-free option at the store. But the way that I cook them, it ensures that I get a nice crust. They're fully cooked through, but they're still juicy and flavorful. All right, now moving on to the vlog portion of today's video.
Dreaming in dreams bigger than me, taking my time, giving to me, paint my life into a masterpiece, coloring it how I want it to be. Won't stop till I see what I want to see.
Suppress my feelings, 'cause I know what's best for me. Feel short of confidence, my hands begin to shake. I thought I knew you, but I barely knew your name.
We are here celebrating the hello everyone. We are here today celebrating Reina because it's Mother's Day. Happy Mother's Day to all the mamas right there.